Easy hands, easy mind, easy life. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. We're talking about a philosophical principle that is going to really help your quality of life and help your interaction with the world itself and others in particular. When you're trying to deal with the world, we often try to go as fast as we can. We don't let our minds slow down. We don't let ourselves take in the information that we need. The Navy SEALs have a saying, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Basically saying, if you just calm yourself down, take your time, not this, and we take our time, we allow ourselves to process things, and then we can be smooth in our actions. Smooth leads to speed. When you're making mistakes, you go slower. When you slow down, you stop making mistakes, and you end up being significantly faster. When I used to race motorcycles and used to ride motorcycles a heck of a lot, one of the things that you found was that a rider with slow, smooth hands was a smooth, fast rider. And it absolutely translates from the Navy SEALs saying. There's another saying I took from Tim Ferriss's post, that no hurry, no pause. Meaning you don't stop in what you're doing. You don't make mistakes, so you don't need to stop. You don't need to go back. There's a saying in the kitchen, why is there always enough time to do it again, but not enough time to do it properly the first time? Because if you'd done it properly the first time, you wouldn't be coming back. It wouldn't be slowing you down. So if you take the time to just get it right, if you have no hurry, then there's no pause. And that, I believe, comes from the 9 principles of harmony from Bremer Bodywork. And you guys can look into that if you're interested. I have another saying that I like to use, and that is frantic hands, frantic mind. When we, you often see somebody get to the checkout line, and they've been in a long line. You've had plenty of time to think about what you're doing, people, but no, they still make that idiot who always seems to be standing right in front of you, who gets there as, I had plenty of time to make up my mind, plenty of time to get my money out. In fact, I've bought this product, this item, many times before. I know exactly the even change, but now I go for my wallet, trying to get my wallet fast, can't spilling money. Yeah, that is frantic hands. And frantic hands actually, on a very physical level, if I have frantic hands, well, that tightens up my wrist, and that tightens up my elbow, which tightens up the muscles in my rotator cuff and my shoulder, which tightens up the muscles in my neck, which tightens up, if you will forgive, the muscles in my mind. It is a chain reaction. Whereas if I take my time, I open my wallet before I get to the counter, I take out about the amount of money that I need, or these days, my debit card. Don't be spending credit, people. Use the money you have or save up, except for the big things like houses and cars, obviously. Don't go out spending credit card money. It's stupid. Anyway, you take out your money, you're ready, you have smooth and soft, smooth and soft, smooth and soft. Relaxed. Now I can seem a little high-strung at times, and I have that in my nature, but the mantra of frantic hands, frantic mind reminds me that slow is smooth, that smooth is fast. And the whole thing about slowing down, yes, it's quite a sort of Taoist type principle that that doing without doing, that if you slow down, you'll actually go faster. I know, a bit counterintuitive, but it absolutely works in practice. There's a movie out there, and I'll go back to motorcycling for a moment. There's a movie out there called Faster. It was made a number of years ago, and it's about MotoGP, which is like Formula One race cars for motorcycles. One of the best there has ever been, and is still, is a rider named Valentino Rossi. Valentino in the movie Faster has a heart rate and stress monitor attached to him while he's out racing. And one of the things they find is that while he's racing, when a stressful moment happens, when, you know, a rider cuts him off, or he, you know, he loses the front end for a little bit and has to rebalance the motorcycle, yes, his heart rate goes up, but it doesn't go up very much. And it comes back down to his maintenance level very, very quickly. And this is critical, because he doesn't get too flustered. He keeps his hands smooth. He just deals with the situation and is back to going. Now, a lot of us like to say, yeah, but life throws things at us. We can't stay mellow. We can't stay thinking slowly. We have to get frantic. We have to deal with the situation. Well, if Valentino Rossi, going 200 miles an hour on a prototype motorcycle, doesn't have to get frantic to deal with the situation, can you think of too many situations in life where you do have to get frantic? I have posed this question, and people say, well, what about in the ER? You know, it's a massive, what if you get somebody in with a gunshot wound? Well, I'm pretty much sure that I would like the doctor who is thinking clearly, who is acting appropriately to deal with me, rather than the frantic doctor with frantic hands freaking out, trying to get it done No, you get it done appropriately. Generally, in most things in life, including the ER, a couple of seconds either way to process and analyze. You know, what about one of the first things you learn about coming to an emergency situation is to stop, look around, make sure that you don't become a victim too. Oh, hang on, look, there's an electrical line down. That's why that person's lying there. I don't want to go over and get electrocuted too, because that will mean that somebody just has to come and save me or deal with my issues. No, you stop. You slow down, you take in the whole situation, you process, and then you can deal with things appropriately. Well, a lot of people will tell you, yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's obvious. This is nothing new. Well, when I was about 15, 17 years ago, I came up with the phrase, practice perfect patience. And it more or less is the same deal as this. Well, then why don't I practice perfect patience all the time now? Why? I try to. I'm very good in certain situations. Driving a vehicle, I'm exceptionally good. Somebody cuts me off, somebody drives inappropriately around me, makes mistakes, the traffic's slow, whatever, nothing, never bothers me. Never bothers me. You know, when I'm driving, I hold myself to the highest standard, and I don't expect anybody else to do the same. It's a good philosophy for life, actually. But in other situations, I can get frustrated, I can quickly be annoyed at what's going on, so I don't practice perfect patience everywhere. I try to. but I don't always get it right. And why is that? Why is that? Because I thought that I knew the concept, because I came up with it. Nobody taught me that, I came up with it. So how come? Well, because I was aware of it. I didn't know it. And why didn't I know it? Because I didn't train it. Yes, we come all the way back to the Silverback talking about training again. Yeah, well, how do you train a mental concept? Well, you have to turn a mental concept into a physical action. One of the ways that you can do this is, say, take frantic hands, frantic mind, if you like that one. No hurry, no pause, if you like that one. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, if you like that one. And while you're at work, while you're doing things, you write it at the top of your page. Or you type it in to the top of your computer screen. Or you write it in the dust next to your work site. Or. You can come up with ways that you physically actually do this. You can write it on a pad that you leave in your back pocket. Writing it down makes it a physical idea. We cannot be concentrated. The samurai who wanted to be able to get his sword out at the exact right time to block the oncoming enemy. Well, the samurai has to eat, has to walk around, deal with other people, can't be thinking about it all the time. That's why you go and train. You have to train. If you think that just because you've heard a concept, you know the concept, you're flat out wrong. Just flat out wrong. So, if you want to actually slow down, if you want to actually slow down to become faster, to become calmer, to have a better quality of life, you need to take that time out in your day to practice, to train, to get it right. A lot of people have doubt that this process will work. Well, learning things is not a quick process. You know, people will tell you, oh, you know, you can do one sit-up every week and you're going to get rock hard abs. No, you're not. You're not even going to know how to train abs. You need to do the training, take the time. It takes time to make these processes natural, a first instinct, rather than something that you have to take the time to think about. But if you take the time to think about it, slowly they will become a first instinct. A lot of people doubt that this process works. It does work. But you don't have enough, as I say, you can't think about things all the time. You have other things going on. If you add doubt to the way that your brain works, you're just taking one part of your brain away from being able to spend the time working on it. Doubt is fear. Never make decisions from fear. Never. It is not appropriate. Even the zombie hordes, zombie apocalypse, they're all coming. Don't make your decisions from fear. You will regret them later, and they will not help you grow. So, slow down, be calm, take the time to process information, then you will give good responses, you will make good decisions. And let me finish with a different one, a different statement, if you will. We started with frantic hands, frantic mind. But what about easy hands, easy mind, easy life? Because the truth is, if we just got out of our own way, life would be really simple. Thanks a lot for listening. I'm the Silverback, and I'll catch you next time.